But the talk of the town is all about Chad Reed. The 2-2 at 3-2 gets his 44th. And we welcome him to the Racer X Show. Congratulations, Chad. What a great win.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's always good to be on the show.
Let's get right to it. 2 wins in 2014. You get hurt really bad. You keep grinding and grinding, dominating Atlanta. You're 44th. But, you know, does this one stand out from the rest?
It really doesn't. My first win last year is like, it's hard to compare anything after that one because for whatever reason, that one had a meaning, you know? Like I had a really, really rough 2013. And then that year I came off of, you know, being competitive, winning a race and blowing out my knee. And I never came back. I was never fit and never healthy. I never bonded well with the 13 Honda. And then I had to kind of sit myself down and really try to make the hard call of like, hey, I got to go back to the drawing board and like ride all these bikes and put myself in a position to feel comfortable again. And, you know, found the Cowie being the best fit for me at the time. And yeah, I went and won 2 races and got hurt again. So this one, like, I don't know. I can't answer the reason where it's gone sideways this year, honestly. I mean, everything that's happening is so predictable. It is. It really is. I mean, I've been around this sport a long time. You look at the competition. You look who's got the red plate. You look who's winning races, but they're fast here and there. You know, they're having bad races. For me, honestly, it's predictable, and I'm mad because I had the best off season that I think I've ever had, and for whatever reason, from Christmas until the first race, something went sideways. I need to look back, see what I did wrong, learn from that. I didn't show up at the first race feeling awesome, and then it just kind of spilt over. I was trying to get back into it, the black flag, and it's been a drag. It's been one of those things where it's just the work's done, the feeling's there, but it's not happening on race day. And finally, everything happened on race day, and I was able to get a good start and ride 20 solid laps and get a win. So for me, it was more relief that, hey, like, I didn't work my ass off for nothing. Can win these races, and but yeah, it's a shame that I'm not in the championship hunt.
I've heard you mention in the press an occasional lack of focus, getting tight, making mistakes. Can you go into more detail about that?
Yeah, I think when you're winning a lot of races, it becomes clockwork, and you know, you see the pit board, you grind away the laps, and it just becomes something that feels normal. You know, I haven't won a race in, I believe someone said it was 385 days, so just over a year. So it's been a long time, and a lot's happened between, you know, then and now. And you know, you start. I think the first time we can look at the big board. It counts the laps and and it shows you the top 5. Not that I was looking at top 5, I was just kind of like glancing at the lap board and seeing where I was, and it was lap 5, and I'm like, okay, don't look at that thing again. We got a long way to go here. So yeah, it was funny, and then I looked at it again. I think I was around lap 15, and at that point, you know, I felt pretty comfortable. You know, we were kind of trading off lap times. I was, you know, as the leader, you're the first one to the lappers. You get a little bit more hung up than what the next guy does. So yeah, I honestly felt quite comfortable. And when you watch it on TV, they kind of make out that Dunge was getting close, but I kind of felt pretty comfortable with, you know, with how the track was, and really him not having a good shot at being able to make a pass. He wasn't that close.
Oh, look, what's the secret to the race Saturday night? I'm not talking, oh, it was a good launch. I want to know behind the scenes stuff, bike setup, training. Did you get a great breakfast? What is it?
Behind the scenes, I mean, the most noticeable, my family was there this weekend. That was the first race they showed up to. So, I mean, having the wife and the kids at the races was nice. It was a nice short flight, only an hour flight for me. I didn't stay out west at all this year. I stayed at home. Tate's in school, and just my whole program and living and everything like that. It's just much easier for me to just take a 6-hour flight. But you know, it's a 6-hour flight. It's easy. I can take a sleep, but for the most part, it's 6 hours out of your day. You know, and sometimes longer. We changed the bike. I wouldn't say that we changed it in a way that we haven't been there before. But I really struggled on the baseball fields this year. The tracks were developing in a different way. They were putting a lot of water down and making them very loose and soft. So the tracks were getting really, really tight, and I was struggling there. So we had to kind of change the geometry, change the wheelbase. And then this weekend was much more what I would call my normal feeling, my normal to how my tracks are in Florida. So we basically went back to a preseason motorcycle. Nothing special, nothing that we haven't been to. Basically, minus the air fork that we ran last year, just a spring fork that we were racing with this year. It was identical bike to what we ran last year. So the feeling was there and the starts were there, and I guess finally I rode. I honestly think that, in Oakland I had a good start. I had a good chance of winning the race. But for whatever reason this year, like I said, I've showed up and I haven't. One of my strong points is being, if you get a bad start, it's still making it happen. And you can make a lot happen in a half a lap or a lap when everybody's bunched up. And it's being able to, I don't know if it's called predicting or just racecraft, but placing yourself in the right place, right time, and making multiple passes on that first lap is really what Supercross is about. And I just have not been able to do that at all this year. I just haven't had no fire from the beginning. So it's just been monotone for me, and it's just been like I feel like I'm a passenger of my old self out there. So it was a lot of fun to go out there and have that fire the first couple of laps, lay it down, pull a 4-second gap, and then just maintain it and kind of do damage control at the end there.
So next week marks the halfway point of the season. 225 points up for grabs. You're down 64. The way Dungey's riding, he's going to be hard to catch. In your mind, is the championship still possible?
I mean, mathematically, yes, it's possible. I mean, I thought we were already past the halfway point, but that's funny that we're only halfway. And they always say whatever happened this half can happen to somebody else, right? But I would need that to happen to multiple people. But Dunge obviously has 25 on Trey, 30 on Kenny or something like that. So Dunge is gone. I believe this is his title to lose. I felt that coming into this, it was going to be between myself and Dunge. I think that Kenny can win races, Trey can win races, Eli can win races. But just at what level I felt that Trey could, actually should I say, I felt that Dunge could bring it week in and week out. And that's proven to be true. I mean, other than the first race, I think he was 4th. He's been on the podium every weekend. Trey's surprising. Trey's been strong. He's been able to make passes that you need to make in Supercross early on. And he's impressive. I think Trey's probably the standout guy for me this year as far as, like impressing me. He's winning Oakland was badass. I mean, when you watch that back on TV, came from a long way back and made, came through a lot of fast guys and won really easy. So, yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, you always want to be in a title chase. It makes it fun doing that hard work during the week. But right now, it's just, I've kind of tried to shift my focus to race wins. And my buddy RC is only 4 ahead of me right now on the all-time list, and I would really like to pass him. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously, if all goes good, to pass Stu would even be better. So I have a shot of, possibly moving up into, into top 3 to maybe 2nd if we have a stellar end of the season here. So, yeah, but we'll just take it race by race.
Well, Chad, thanks for joining us here on the Racer X Show. We certainly appreciate your time.
Yeah, no worries, Greg. Good chat.
You too.
Cheers.